put it in the business room for all the bishops to watch it and have their men watch it.
I tried to send it to
lessons on
a few brothers, but it didn't pull up.
I'm live. I'm live.
You live?
I'm live.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
You go ahead and open it while no problem.
Yeah, man. This you, bro. It's you. We just trying to, hey, as they say, it's your world. We just trying to get us.
World. Yeah. It's the Lord's world.
That's right. Exactly. Hey, what Eddie Murphy say? That's right. I'm just trying to get them there. It's your world. I'm just trying to get them there.
Swirl.
Hey. That's what Eddie said in, you decide you want to show up.
Absolutely.
Ain't that nothing? Yeah, we live already. We ain't messing around over here, boy.
You playing around, you ain't got nothing on.
Shit. Camera up, phone up. Oh yeah, he made it easy for me this week.
What's the word? Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Do it. Yeah, I'm live already.
You always live.
Yeah, I'm 20 seconds in, bruh.
That's why you're mighty man.
Hey.
Perfect. Going live.
All right.
We want to give all honor and glory and praises unto
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakodash.
Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well and salutations to the let me feed the sheep of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai in sincerity and truth. With this great gospel coming out of our Bible strictly for the Israelites, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who step of birth throughout the four corners of the earth. And we're back at you with another lesson. Elder Malcolm.
Hey, shalom, Akim. I'm not dressed properly, so that's why I'm not on camera. For anybody who might be wondering.
Yeah, because you know the females gonna be like, where that fine?
But yeah, we're gonna talk about something. As a matter of fact, somebody real quick get Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, and let's start with that.
Second Ezra.
This is Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
And the Lord is doing that. I mean, you've had record amount of floods, storms. You had I think you had like 5 floods in America. And hundreds of people have died as a result of it. And you got Texas, in the Carolina, and then you having floods in high grounds where it's not supposed to be floods. So and then you're finding out that a lot of this land where these floods are happening has been bought up by some of these elites. So it's wondering either way it goes, whether it be them playing with their machines, with their technology,
they're definitely doing that.
which more than likely they are. It's still of the Lord. They don't do anything without the Lord allowing it. And it's funny how Esau has tried to put forth self-fulfilling prophecies, and the Lord has allowed him to do so in some cases, just so he have an excuse to destroy him. All right, but yeah, ain't that something the Lord give you to put the instructions in your mind for you to violate His law and His people that much further, just so He can bring punishment on you that much.
You knew.
That's exactly what He's doing with Esau Edom. He's guiding them to do all these things that are abominable in His sight, to where their sins have reached up into the heavens. All right, but the Lord is clearly visiting, the world which He made, and there's a movie that's out that I highly suggest that brothers go watch it. It's called 40 Acres. All right, and so on, bro. And in that movie, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna read the AI breakdown that I got on it, because I asked a question. Because I actually took a little screenshot, but it's so blurry because of the light. I can't really read it. So I looked up I asked the question about, was it a fungal outbreak? And this is what the AI said. All right, and then you brothers can come with whatever scriptures you got. But it says, yes, the movie 40 Acres is set in a post-apocalyptic world where a fungal pandemic. Now, what's that movie? The Last of Us.
Yeah.
You know, you thinking about The Last of Us, which is an excellent series. All right, because it's kind of on the same thing. All right, but it says a post-apocalyptic world where a fungal pandemic wiped out most of animal life, causing a collapse of the food chain and eventually civil war. This makes farmland a highly valuable resource, and the plot revolves around the Freeman family, which is made up of Gadites and Judites, intermixed and intermingled. All right, that's what this family is of. And it says, defending their ancestral farmland from marauders and threats and other threats. This is a harsh new reality. And when you speak about the other threats are actually cannibalism. All right. It says the film depicts. It said dive deeper, and I hit yes. It says the film depicts a post-apocalyptic world 14 years after the fungal infection wiped out animal life. Oh, I read that part. It says the main characters, the Freeman family, are descendants from the Black and indigenous ancestors who settled on the land in Canada, and they may defend their property from scavengers and other threats in the New World. So basically, a majority of the cannibals and the threats were Edomites. Damn, all of them. And when I was looking at the crowd, I saw one Jake among the heathen that were trying to attack these Israelites.
I got your scripture.
I saw one Jake that was among them.
Okay.
It looked like he could have been a tear.
Okay. I got your scripture. You say come with the scriptures now?
Yeah, come.
Okay, this is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. This is Esau's motherfucking MO. Ever since the beginning. What the fuck? What did
Since Alexander.
Exactly.
Since they established themselves. Since the
and sins were multiplied.
Matter of fact, get it. When the Edomites came into power, all right. First through this is why they uphold Alexander of Macedon, who the world will call Alexander the Great. We call him Alexander the Great, but who the world upholds him. And the reason they adore him so much and say that civilization started with him.
Right.
All right. No, what he did was mimicked and copied other civilization and put his name on it. And the Edomites have been doing that ever since.
Yeah.
Okay? Evils were multiplied on the earth when the so-called white man came into power. Read it.
So,
Go ahead.
First Maccabees, start at the top.
Stop at the top.
First Maccabees 1:1, and it happened that after Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Stop right there. The Macedonian. You can track the Macedonians all the way back to the small hats.
To Esau.
Yeah, to
and
Esau.
Macedonians can be tracked back to Amalek, who was a grandson of Esau. So
exactly.
They're the Edomites.
You can track all the way
Alexander,
back.
hence the reason why the rabbis always making videos telling you that the Greeks, the Romans, and now the Europeans and Americans, are finished. That they're all Esau, according to him. That's what he calls them, Esau. Or sometimes Asaph. All right, he says both. I've noticed he says Esau and Asaph.
What was that cartoon?
What the rabbis say.
What was that cartoon back in the day when you used to watch Asaph Fables? It was a cartoon that used to come on.
Oh, somebody's fables.
Right.
Oh, I remember that. Damn. It was some Greek dude.
Greek dude, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that. I think about it to come back.
Yeah.
But go ahead, brother.
And he should talk about history to the cartoon.
A little bit, yeah, that too. Right. It was always about Edomite history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the Greek time.
In the Greek times. Go ahead, y'all.
It said, Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chetim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, and he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Right, so the first over Greece. Greece is in Asia. All right? Remember, the name Europe didn't come until many, many years afterwards.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I can't even find any documentation. I've been looking for it. The word Europe is not really documented until after the Renaissance. Because when in the Bible, in the places that you call Europe today, the Bible refers to them as being an Asian.
Asian.
Okay.
Asian major and minor.
So I just watched a video yesterday where the guy that was narrating the video was speaking about Western Asia. He didn't say the Middle East.
Right.
All right. And so Asia connects to Africa. Europe is just above Africa. You can walk from Africa right into Europe. You can walk from Africa right into Asia Minor or Western Asia.
Like I said, I kind of.
As a matter of fact, let me get a receipt. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I kind of remember them doing that shift when I was in school, because I remember being all Asia at one point in time, and then it became Eurasia. I think I was in like maybe 6th, 7th grade when they started doing the history books, and it started becoming Eurasia and whatnot. I was
I'm about to find that definition. Of
because the first time I heard that, like I said, I think I wound up like failing a test and some shit because of that. It was like, this ain't that. And
we're taught in the West that there are 7 continents, and the fact of the matter is only 6.
Right.
It's not 7 continents. They split up, and that was a part of their pseudoscience. Their racist pseudoscience. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. Somebody grab that real quick.
Yeah, but you see, I remember that back in then. But like I said, that wasn't a new term to me. Asia major and minor. That was how they had made the 7. Calling it Asia major and minor. Then when they flipped it to Eurasia, they had to put something else on the top of that.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Eurasia. This is from the Oxford Dictionary, 1850. Eurasian, all right, Asia. The compound Eurasian, Asia, of or pertaining to Eurasia, to Europe and Asia, considered as forming in reality one continent.
Exactly.
So this is from their own source, their own information. So it's one continent, as always has been. So they teach that lie so that they can teach the false, the fraudulent concept of whiteness.
Right.
That's where they came up with that, and then try to make that their home as if that's where they came from. Truth of the matter is that they came from Jordan, from Petra, from Mount Petra and that whole region. And our artifacts in Jordan right now, that if you looked at those artifacts, you would think you were looking at images of Alexander and his people, because it's the same people. All right?
Now that we were talking earlier, they shot some Indiana Jones part of the movie in Mount Petra.
That's the script we were just speaking about.
The third one, what was that? Last Crusades.
God.
And I've seen they also have videos with the artwork like you're speaking about of their
big panels
and their as the faces too.
Don't leave me off camera, brother. I'm not wearing my.
Yeah.
That's what you get for falling in here a little bit behind schedule.
We're here in sleeveless shirt.
Yeah.
You want the first one?
Yeah, go ahead and read it, brother.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profaning and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called.
Right. So Esau created a whole science to back up his lies, and that's what he stands on, which is why it makes sense to you. Why he comes against you so hard when you criticize or reveal his science, like what happened a couple of years ago with the C-19 thing. Anyone who revealed the fraud behind that, they came against you harshly, because his whole kingdom is supported on all these pseudo meaning false. Someone can look up that word and read the definition. But his whole kingdom and support system is supported on the fraud of this whole pseudoscience. And the last thing he needs is you coming with definitions and meanings of words and exposing shit, showing him to be the fraudulent liar that he is. It's just like all of a sudden, I got a video I'd like to play, but like all of a sudden, there is no Epstein files.
Right.
So Ghislaine Maxwell is doing 20 years for trafficking people that she never really trafficked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's
All
another
right.
one. What about the NASA landing on the moon? He got to continuously push that.
He got to
propaganda
keep pushing that lie,
you know?
because that and which is basically a huge majority of the world know that that's fraud at this point.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, this man still has control of the mainstream media, but people are still poking fun of it. And cartoons, what was that? The Minions even made fun of it. The little yellow Minions.
Right.
You know, they walked in on the moon on a shooting in the studio while they were shooting the moon landing. You know, so they were telling you. You know what I mean?
This is one of Esau's well-known lies being unraveled. Not only that, don't you got his top astronaut Buzz
No, whatever that guy name
Armstrong or something?
Armstrong.
Buzz Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
No. The astronauts.
Buzz
Basically, Esau's conflicting with him because
He said it never happened.
it never happened, but at the same time, he got to continue to push that lie, and he got guys behind him. If he don't push that lie when he goes to these NASA conferences and stuff, you know, what's going to happen to him, man?
This is the book of Job 13:4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." And all you got to do is go throughout Esau's history. He's not good for telling the truth at all.
It's not in him.
It's not in him. That's why even with the land masses, he changes the names of the land masses. He changes the identity of the peoples.
But he even changed his own identity. He don't want to take the Edomite identity.
No,
He said they were done away with, right?
He don't want to be who he is.
Nah.
And he's right. And he's been pushing that he's been done away with
Forever.
fraud. But the rabbis keep telling you that white Christians in America and in Europe are Edom or Esau. But here I'm gonna play this real quick.
Amazing facts about Jeffrey Epstein. So, he was a math teacher. What? I thought he was a famous financier. No. Did you know he didn't finish college at all? He got hired for that math job anyway. Why? Because he got hired by the father of former Attorney General Bill Barr. What? Then he gets picked out of obscurity after he gets fired from that job, and he becomes a finance guy at Bear Stearns. Then he gets picked out from there by the head of a giant company, including Victoria's Secrets. That guy's an enormous AIPAC supporter. And AIPAC is, of course, the lobby that helps Israel here in America. And he says to Jeffrey Epstein, hey, why don't you handle hundreds of millions of dollars for me? College dropout, rando guy who got fired as a math teacher. And then he starts handling that money. And the next thing you know, he starts his criminal enterprise. And, who visits Jeffrey Epstein 30 times? Ehud Barak, the Prime Minister of Israel. Interesting. Who else visits him? The head of Mossad. Interesting. Then, Alan Dershowitz told Benny Johnson that he took Epstein to Israel and met members of their parliament. Interesting. By the way, don't ask questions about any of these. You're not allowed to ask these questions. His co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, the biggest rumor in American history. Who's heard that? Robert Maxwell, one of the most legendary Israeli spies of all time, got a state funeral that Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin attended at the time. He was Mossad. Mossad is the secret agency, of course, the equivalent of the CIA for Israel. By the way, they're not the only intelligence agency that he has amazing connections to. Epstein himself once apparently told someone that he worked with the CIA. But don't ask about intelligence agencies. What's powerful enough to make sure that both parties don't do anything about a guy who dies under very mysterious circumstances with missing videotapes, missing guards, missing cellmates, inside a U.S. prison, who might have dirt on incredibly powerful Democrats and Republicans, but no one's allowed to say anything. And now we get an absurd story about how hundreds of girls were sexually abused and raped, but no one raped them. There's no clients at all. There's no list at all, and no one will ever be prosecuted. And we're not supposed to think that it's an intelligence agency that has this kind of power. I don't know if it's CIA and Mossad, but are we allowed to ask these questions? Of course, because the official government position is nonsense. This guy came out of nowhere, supported by a lot of mysterious figures.
So it's the big things that make you go,
No.
And so it seems that Jeffrey Epstein, all right, like Alexander the Great, came out of nowhere. And Jeffrey Epstein was illegitimate in everything. He wasn't even a college graduate, yet he was a math teacher. All right, he wasn't a college graduate, but yet he was in control of finances of millions of dollars. All right, he didn't have any clearances, yet he was doing business with the CIA and the Mossad. All right, so it goes to show you that, you know, Esau is that illegitimate, corrupt ruler. All right, he's ruling, but he doesn't have the credentials to rule. All right, he doesn't. You know, he's immoral in everything that he does, but he's while trying to play the role as being this pious. It's kind of like Donald Trump. All right, because Donald Trump is looking pretty counterfeit right now,
Right.
especially to his own party. MAGA motherfuckers is mad as hell.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so just like in this movie, it's talking about a civil war. It's not just a pandemic that's going to bring on the civil war. All this stuff is prophesied. All right. It tells you this in the scriptures that these things would happen. Both the famine, somebody gets 2 Ezra 6, and plus the political things that's making people mad, man. Because I probably got 100 videos in my phone right now of MAGA people like ready to go get their straps and do the damn thing.
Big time.
They mad as hell, man, and they feeling betrayed. All right, and then and they're angry, and then you got those of the Trump supporters who are just so proud. They don't want to be proven or seen to be wrong. All right?
Those are poor ones. Poor trash.
Yeah, them
Mm-hmm.
rich ones losing money, they upset.
They ready
Right.
to go. They ready to go.
Yeah. Like I said, we talked about that years ago. If you ain't a billionaire and up, you don't count. You know, because you got millionaires that just said this shit ain't holding up. They didn't realize that, like I said, you know, that millionaire lifestyle between all the shit that they've already gotten, all the motherfucking taxes and shit they gotta pay on this shit, and the maintenance of this shit. But if you ain't got that kind of income coming around, like I said, you put that kind of lifestyle in play, it might cost you $150, $180, maybe $200,000 a year to maintain that lifestyle. So now all of a sudden your shit done dropped $150, $140, $150, $130,000 a year. You can't maintain that. You can't maintain that between the taxes, the motherfucking costs that it takes, the upkeep of that shit, your cars, and all this other kind of shit. You got a multi-million-dollar lifestyle. It costs you a couple $100,000 to maintain, and you ain't got that shit. That's what motherfuckers be talking about, how you go broke and whatnot because of that. Hey, so like we say, the Edomites that was down there on the Gold Coast, that was just barely getting by, them motherfuckers, hey, like Elder Malcolm said, a lot of them motherfuckers broke camp quick and gone.
Committed suicide.
Yeah.
Suicide is real high right now.
Oh, they ain't gonna tell you that motherfuckers taking yourself out.
Yeah, the brother Shatia is actually out near me, which the Lord might have actually did that on purpose, brought him away from all that madness downtown. And he said as soon as he left there, all hell broke out down.
Right.
And just yesterday, I was chopping it up with him, and he mentioned how suicides are really high among white people, in and around the Gold Coast, River North,
Can't make this shit up.
The Magnificent Mile, Streeterville, all those places where they're living, high on the hog. That a lot of those people are offing themselves. But yet there's and there's always been a media blackout because it's kind of hard to sell $1 million condos when people know the people that swan dive off of.
Yeah.
Your next door neighbor.
Yeah. Or motherfucker took them pills and went to sleep, and then nobody come looking for them until they smell some shit.
Body, exactly.
They smelled that shit.
Yeah.
It was like,
I haven't seen Bob. Yeah, you sure I smell it.
We just rode past downtown, the old State Street area. It's a ghost town.
It's a ghost town.
Coming from north going south to about, Balboa past that, man. It looks ridiculous. Everything.
Oh, yeah. The State Street, especially like what we used to teach.
Yeah.
The spirit that place is dead. It's alive during the day because of the people that work there. But after that,
we wiped our feet off that bitch.
We came through there. It was number workers. You used to see college students and stuff. So we both got my Columbia.
Most of the apartment buildings and the businesses around it are all closed and dead.
Mm-hmm.
So them little fast food joints, all them federal and court people and law people that's on Dearborn, all them courthouses and federal buildings are. They come there and eat lunch all up and down there.
And that's why they closed down as soon as that lunch hour over. They closed.
Yeah. And that's it, man. So
I gotta love that shit.
America's dying.
I gotta love that shit.
Imaging.
I love that.
Because
I
we
love that shit.
witnessed it when it was at its booming.
Right.
Boom.
Bruh.
You remember?
Bruh.
You remember the smell going downtown Chicago like in the 80s and 90s? You can smell the money.
Yeah.
You can smell going to buildings when you went into the water tower or Sears Tower, or even just walk down the street, man. You can just smell nothing but money. Like this Edomites is not
Oh,
look at that shit.
no. I'm just saying. The one the fact that you can smell the money, you can tell how the Edomites is looking at your ass.
Yeah.
The tourism has pretty much died.
God.
All right, and then you got these stupid ass niggas out there. They was young like brother Yao over there, you know, when they started beating on them buckets. Now these niggas is grown as hell with kids and they
Still out there hustling.
They drive downtown the park to play on the bucket.
Elder, what you said
Smoking cigarettes and then trying to still get money. And I'm like, you stupid niggas, you ain't figured out that shit is dead, or the fact that, you know, all these squares you done bought and all these Jordans. What if all of y'all actually bought drums?
Yeah, cut.
You know, I'm like, you still beating on buckets. What if you actually bought some instruments and then you'll draw more people in? They stupid, man. Jake dumb as hell. Still out here with a bucket flipped up down. Right, you 25, 30 years old, still beating on a bucket.
I remember seeing your ass when you were
And
15,
some of
nigga.
them the same niggas that was 13, 14
Exactly.
beating on the buckets in the McDonald's commercials.
Yeah.
Now you grown as hell, still beating on the bucket. I'm going to work, baby. She packing your lunch for you to go downtown and be right in your bucket.
Right.
You got a bologna sandwich and some squares.
2 6.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Stupid. Jake is just so simple, man.
Absolutely.
You could buy some real drums.
Right. And and it's like, you probably make a whole lot more money if you bought a snare, you bought a drum,
Right.
y'all can really play and make some money, man. But y'all niggas still beat buckets.
Sounding off.
Taking smoke breaks while the other one plays.
Uptown, they used to go rob the motherfuckers in the neighborhood. One dude would take a break and go rob motherfuckers.
And then come back to
Yeah,
beat
play
them.
drums.
And then wonder why the police be on their ass. Niggas.
Damn.
But it sounds awful, man. Like,
It sounds awful.
Get
And every time I look at them, I think it up down that monkey that beat the drums. I'm looking at them, I'm saying, that's how these crackers are looking at you.
That's it.
And they coming up and what they don't understand, when they throwing change in your bucket $1, they're mocking you.
Yeah.
They're mocking
They not helping
They're
you.
too stupid.
Right.
Yeah, they're mocking you. Like, keep playing that simple.
Yeah.
Don't be looking at my daughter either. Keep playing that damn simple, beating that bucket. I ain't beat the drum in the bucket. Jake is low level, man, and he's gonna get caught up in this famine, and he's gonna get caught up in this racial thing because he doesn't know. Jake doesn't realize completely who his enemy is. And now that you not only have the prophets warning you that America's in trouble as they're taking away all your so-called rights, you even got celebrities saying it now. All right? How many of y'all saw the video of Ricky Smiley talking about how afraid he is?
Yeah, I saw that.
So he was like, man, y'all don't understand, man. You the rights that you supposedly had already wasn't working for you. All right?
Now they're taking even what you got.
Matter of fact, get Isaiah 42 and 22 and then get those other scriptures in second Ezra. Because you're already filling the prison houses. How much more now they're snatching up the northern kingdom left and right? All right? And then they're going to be, you think you Judites are next, man. And they ain't even just going to try to snatch you up. They just gunning y'all down, man. And at the same time, Edomites have been actually physically attacking ICE, and they ain't even putting that shit in the news.
Yeah,
They got numbers of
It ain't even going in the news. They literally been doing hits on ICE officers.
Shooting at them.
And then it is unlawful as fuck. They try to give this excuse of how in danger they are. But you know what? When people are arresting you and they're showing no credentials, you don't know who the fuck grabbed you. And especially now that you know that Edomites are just going to buy shit off the internet, and just rolling up, because there have been cases where these dudes are dressing up like they're law enforcement and then they snatching up women and raping them and shit.
Oh, yeah.
These women are complying to just getting in the car because they're afraid. Next you know, thing you in the woods getting clapped.
Like 2 or 3 minutes.
It's like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Hey, that's the
Yeah,
carousel.
that's the point, bitch.
That's
What the fuck?
That's the carousel jump off.
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Hey, we've been warning you that the carousel was gonna ride your ass.
Isaiah 42 and 22.
This Isaiah 42 verse 22 says, "But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey and none delivered, for a spoil and none said restored."
So you people are broke down, tore off, and this Edomite is going to have it as so, and that's his MO. He ain't looking to change his shit. He's doing exactly what the hell he was designed to be to you, your arch fucking enemy, your arch enemy. I'm not going to show you no quarter. I'm not going to give you no mercy. I don't have anything. What it says, 35 and 5. Go ahead.
This Ezekiel 35 verse 5 says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, and the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end."
Go ahead. Yeah, so go ahead, break it down.
So this man always is going to have a hatred for the Hebrew Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. This is why he's going to come down and bring wrath upon you. All right, first and foremost.
He's not changing. He's not looking for a different way to treat you.
Right.
He's not exploring a different way to treat you. He doesn't want to find a different way to treat you. He likes treating you exactly the way he treats you. He wants his foot on your neck at all fucking time. And if you think anything other than that, you done fooled yourself. Like I said, if he put his foot on your neck, you supposed to be trying to figure out how to cut his foot off. But no, you laying there saying, "Thank you. Can I get some more? Can I get some more? Can I get some more?"
The scripture Isaiah said, "Laid down as the ground, and he just stepped over us." You know, he was like a floor mat, man.
Exactly. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 51 and 22. Thus saith thy Lord, the Yahweh, and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them over. All right. So our people basically were put into this subjugation, man, especially by the other nations. The scriptures tell you how there's not what nation has not had a part in their kingdoms and spoils, man.
Right.
All right. So everything that we've gone through, man, the Lord ultimately is going to flip the tables and turn it upon this Edomite, man.
But at this particular point in time, not only did they lay down, they enjoyed the motherfucking subjugates.
Right.
That you've been subject. Stockholm, exactly. You've been motherfuckers. Y'all done been here so long now that y'all don't see the motherfucking ramifications of what this is. Our women and whatnot that hate our guts, and this, that, and other. And now that they starting to see that they benefits and shit, it's starting to be snatched and whatnot. Now they want to come back, and even females are saying, "Bitches, y'all burn that bridge."
Oh yeah,
them niggas don't want y'all. They don't want y'all. They fucking white and they fucking white and Oriental bitches, or they even look the fuck with y'all. Go ahead.
Real quick, this is Lamentations 4 and 17. It says Lamentations 4 and 17. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right. So that's it. They looked, and they hoped that this Edomite would have a human or humanity trait in him. But he's not human. Human is a word brought off of hue, color. These motherfuckers ain't got no color. They've been devoid of color. these are the people that no matter what, they can stand out there in the motherfucking sun and they can't absorb it. They peel like a lizard from this shit. They shit peel like a fucking lizard, man.
Well, you know, just like over in the land of Israel, that's the highest skin cancer.
Right?
You know, so it's like really, you supposed to be the people.
You're the people. How you?
Right, you can't even survive in the land, man. Yeah, I mean, literally, they die more than any other people on the planet. Second to them is Australia.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But you know, but how you know, it's. I mean, how many thousands of ways do you prove that these people are not the people of the Lord?
Right.
All right, but go ahead and get those scriptures and get back on this famine and this civil war.
Second Ezra 6.
6, yeah.
Finish up that. Finish up.
Second Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear.
Speak up a little louder, bro. This fan might be loud in the background.
Second Ezra 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Right, the brothers just spoke on that, how they passed the old area where we used to, one of the main places where we used to teach downtown, and how dead it is. And I walked through there yesterday, and it's dead. Like I said, the only time it's busy is when the people at work at all those courthouses and buildings. Because you got 5 huge federal buildings, and all them people that work in those court in the state, one state and four federal buildings.
Yeah.
And all those people come right there to that little strip to eat all those different fast foods.
In and out.
And yeah.
You remember the beef burger spot used to be around
The bison burger.
They used to have it for like $5 or $6 or whatever.
You talking about the South Loop Club or whatever it was?
Yep, South Loop Club.
Not only that little bar that was underground, right there on State, around the corner from where we used to teach.
Yep.
Right. All that stuff is gone, man. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for what's that historic hotel right there?
The Palmer House.
The Palmer House. All the businesses on the bottom are pretty much dead on State Street side.
Oh yeah.
All right. It's it wasn't for the fact that the future
It's a landmark.
got left.
It's a
landmark status, but everything around it is dead, man.
Esau loves to keep those tourist spots up.
Mm-hmm. He got them old black and white pictures from the roaring 20s, from the 1930s, you know. And he holding on, to his glory days, to his happy days. And that old song, "Happy Days Are Here Again," and no,
that ain't
no more happy days for you, man.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that on one of the fucking little shorts that came up on my thing, right? This cop was telling this old motherfucker, he was like 81 years old, how he couldn't talk to this female a particular way and this, that, and other. He said, back when I was young, this shit wouldn't have happened and whatnot. Y'all wouldn't have came at me like that. And hey, 73 showed up in my head. You ain't in trouble like other people. This motherfucker here thinks that he's like, hey, y'all couldn't have did this shit. And I'm like, fuck it.
It's an Edomite that's getting beat up right now somewhere in the gas station because they still got that mentality.
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You see Edomite men and women catching the flops. Them older ones, because they running their mouths to these YNs and to and these new niggas, man.
I used to work in a steakhouse in Alabama, and an old white woman told me, because they watch those hip hop videos. Why don't you do one of those dances y'all do? I was like, what you say, old white woman? So the young people were like, no, she's an old school. Don't worry, I'm
gonna show her the Watusi on her head.
Okay,
I'm gonna show her the Watusi on her head.
Look, you gotta understand, man, that when Jake, when Esau came over here, right, or when he brought the Southern Kingdom over here, bringing them from the west coast of Africa to join their brothers in slavery,
right,
over here, the Northern Kingdom, he had to beat their heritage out of them. That generation is back, all right, because that generation was the same generation that came against Yahushua. They had to bear the brunt of that punishment.
Right.
You understand? He said, let it fall upon us and our children. And now that same generation is back. Here. That's a belligerent, hard-headed sons of Belial, The damn Benjamites went to war with everybody, including Israel. They was like, nah, we gonna be fruity and everything else. You know, fuck the rest of the family. Y'all can get it too. And so that messed up mentality, yeah, that's how Jake is, man. They wild and unruly, man. All right, and Esau gonna have to put them down, and he is gonna put a lot of them down. Flip side of that coin, that the Lord is about to turn Jake's spirit up, and they about to get it cracking, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be the one
It's
that's
gonna be different this time.
Yeah.
And then that's why we keep saying Esau is so worried about Jake, he gonna have to worry about the other Edomites in this civil war.
Yeah.
All right, because these Edomites are mad as hell, and basically you Jake's just gonna be cannon fodder.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you just gonna get caught in the middle of the crossfire, you know, because the Edomites gonna be killing each other, and then when they gonna stop just to kill a bunch of y'all niggas and spit.
You step up there,
they gonna
not
go
a
right
problem.
back to killing each other, man.
Not a problem.
All right, they might stop for a minute and think, damn, all them brownies over there, light them up, and they go right back to killing each other.
World War I, they got mad because the Harlem Hellfighters over in Europe killing them Europeans.
Oh yeah.
And they said, "Oh, you gonna come to America and think you
Still do that shit, yeah.
or even try to establish some rights?" No.
Yeah.
They said they had to put them right back down.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, like
And as a matter of fact, a lot of those, the Red Summer was behind that. A lot of them were angry because they knew that the Negroes went over there to France. They was laying pipe to the German women, to the
French women.
women, and they was killing Germans and French men. Right? And they were aware of it. They were over there killing Edomites, man. Okay, and so they came back to America in that uniform, and the good old boys, you were just a nigga to them who was out of order, need to be put back in your place.
Yeah,
and that's the mindset of a lot of these MAGAs, man. That's how you know that these civil wars are all about to kick off, because Esau refuses to acknowledge he holds himself not guilty. All right, hint. He holds himself not guilty, and he still wants to make his problems your fault. All right? He doesn't want to acknowledge that Israel is a welfare state, you know, draining America of his resources. That the majority of, so not only Israel, but the majority of people on welfare in America was also Edomites, white people. And so he wants to run with the narrative that this is the brownies' fault. All you brown folks drained the citizen. And the truth of the matter is, it wasn't the brown people that drained the system. It's really you white folks. And your support, your undying support of Israel, who actually hates you white people. They hate Christianity. And they make it very known. Yet they pay these 501c3 controlled puppets here in America. You know, you fake the bread basket. You know, I got a video I gotta find where the guy talks about Christianity, the fake Bible Belt Christianity, and this is an Edomite calling it that. That they don't follow us in the Bible the same as the Israelis, Judaism. This was the Edomite saying that. I gotta find that video. Go ahead and read those scriptures, Papa Shop.
I got. Okay. Well, what you said on that, I said, okay. This is Zechariah 11. I'm gonna start at 4. And thus says Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, who possess and slay them, and hold themselves not guilty, and and they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay, so like I said, the so-called would-be fucking leaders, so supposed to be your spiritual leaders, are saying, hey, they MC Green and Tupac. I gotta get mine, you gotta get yours. And that's where they at. And you motherfuckers up there, hey, you know, you trying to give him $10, $15, $20 a motherfucking week out your shit. And that motherfucker is driving a motherfucking Benz or some shit. And but you want to say we the wicked motherfuckers because we go out there and curse and do this and do that. I call myself trying to go by one of my dude's house because he did a bunch of cooking and whatnot. He knows he doesn't eat pork, so I said it'll be a safe place to go and grab a couple of glizzies and shit and this, that, and the other. Talk what I talk, say what I said, and I'm sitting there with 3 other guys. We having a conversation. I'm doing some reminiscing. I'm running it back to when we was kid age, because we're all the same age. I'm running it back to when we was kid ages and this, that, and the other. But like you said, like the apostles say, You can't hang out with these motherfuckers because these motherfuckers will vex you on a whole different level. Now, I know that, now he's over there bragging about, oh man, 54 years right there. Because we met each other when we was 10 years old. No, huh? No, we met each other when we was 10 years old in grammar school. We got 54 years of knowing each other. I'm sitting there doing some reminiscing with some guys, and I just met one of these guys. When I got to leave, he was standing in front. I went to get my car. He said, man, it was good talking to you, man, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, bumpity, bumpity, bumpity. Because I'm talking to them like men talk. I called him. He called me for something. I'm talking to him. He said, oh, yeah, man, by the way. No, by the way, man, you be aware of this. This one female asked me, who, this, that, and the other, and this, blah, blah, blah. And was like, who? The guy with the hat? No, the other guy. He was like, the guy was so-so, because I had on these clothes, because I had been working. It was the 4th. I ain't getting no fuck. I'm working. So I stopped over there. He was like, yeah, man, she's talking about, who is that? He come from the corner, he cussing and this and cussing and that, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I said, okay.
Last time over here.
Exactly. I'm like, fuck you, fuck that bitch, fuck all this shit. Are you serious? Now, a man tell me that he enjoyed talking to me. The bitch ain't got shit to say about how I'm talking.
What's your business?
Seriously? So these people here are so fucking fucked up that I'm like, man, oh, and we ain't got to worry about that job. I just thought about that shit. He said he might have a job for us. Yeah, fuck him. Go ahead, y'all, with those scriptures y'all got. Because this was fucked up, man. You got me, we done done 54 years, and you go tell me to cater to some bitch that I don't even know?
Jake Week.
Go ahead, man.
2nd Ezra 6:23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight against one another.
There we go.
That trumpet is that sound, like if you've ever seen
yeah.
the Purge movies.
All
right.
That's an eerie sound.
Perfectly right. You know, that type of trumpet, when those warning signs go
off.
You know? All right?
Yep.
Read.
It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies.
See what I'm saying?
You gotta ask yourself, what would make friends fight against one another? That famine.
That famine and that whole deal, like you say, they not gonna understand, so that they gonna be out there in motherfucking panic mode. But that's what's gonna make Isaiah 4:1 kick in, because while these motherfuckers are travailing like women with pains and whatnot, the men of the Lord gonna be like, bitch, shut up and sit down. This shit was supposed to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But we getting close. I'm getting closer to being a fucking ruler. Sit your ass over there, shut the fuck up and whatnot, and we gonna see how the Lord is gonna get us through this shit and leave me the fuck alone. If not, if you think you can do better, carry your ass out there in the street and find a motherfucker that's got it going on.
That verse reminds me of the, what was that, back in the day, the cartoon with Daffy Duck. They were at the table with the bean, lima bean. It was homies.
They're trying to cut that bean up.
It was cool, but before that happened, it was cool. It was friends. Everything was lovely. They found a piece of bean. We good. Slice it 3 ways. Oh no! It's
Fuck that, man. Man, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm trying to get this bean in me by myself. Go ahead, man.
2nd Ezra 6:24. At that time shall friends fight one another against one another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. It says, whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning.
Damn.
Break it down, Kumar.
2nd Ezra 6:26. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. And the heart,
Because when you go through the scriptures, man, it's all about being part of that election. It's all about being a part of that election. You want to receive that salvation. You want to be part of the deliverance. When you are dealing with the Christian church, they talking about they're already saved. How you already saved when we got
From
famine
what?
coming? We got World War III coming.
Right, the elect hasn't been established yet.
Exactly. There's so many things that gotta happen, but these people here, they are still in hell talking about
I'm
this.
saved, sanctified.
Sanctified.
I'm saved, sanctified, and washed in the blood of Jesus.
And that's why Rick and Smiley were talking about they're afraid. They have no faith. They don't
Yeah,
believe.
it ain't standing on
They
shit.
standing on
This
two
dude been the best time of his life all these years.
Hey, Rick and Smiley represents the Negro church.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's why I made that comment. You know what I mean? Have no faith. They worship the Caesar Borgia, and they're afraid. And you should be. Because you ain't well part of your how much you should be afraid. Because the Lord is
His answer is getting dual citizenship.
right. Like that's what
Like,
I'm
you,
saying.
like you can run from the Lord, man. You can't
Hey,
run from
hey,
this, man.
run from a bear and do what?
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't the Lord already take signs from suicide already?
Shit, did you see the movies, man? You couldn't even run from Jason.
Yeah,
Right on your
Nigga,
ass.
right? He
no
just
ass,
be walking
boy.
and still
It's
catch
still
you
get
somewhere.
That's it.
That nigga disappear somewhere.
Yeah.
And he find your hiding place. You can't. You look. The Lord gonna send Jason for your ass.
Right,
Man.
that's true.
Chucky too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? You gonna the little nigga gonna come under the door and run you out to the big nigga.
That's
You ain't
it.
go. Look, there's no escaping what's coming for you, man.
That's it. Like you
All right?
said, man, all your
If you are not of the elect, okay, and that's what it comes down to, man. No amount of passports, no amount of gun power, no matter how many weapons you have, man, that's only going to get you so far. And that movie that we opened up speaking about, lots of people had guns. There was gunfights all over the place, man. Okay, but you know, you into a gunfight, there's no guarantee that you coming out of that bitch alive, man.
It's true.
All right. You might kill all your enemies and still take one and die later.
Yes,
Ain't that
sir.
what happened to Smoke and Sinners? He
Absolutely.
killed all them damn
All
dogs,
them
man,
crackers.
but he still ended up dying.
Facts.
Took that
Right.
one.
You're right. He went to the spirit world after he did a Samson thing. He took out all his enemies and then he joined them in the spirit world, man. So ain't no guarantee that you're gonna come out of any of this unscathed or alive, man. At least the Lord is with you, man. And so that's why we do what we do, why we suffer the way we suffer. All right,
Hold on.
because we're
You still
praying,
read.
we're doing this work so that our labors don't be in vain, man. The Lord said that it wouldn't be. So we believe in the word's Lord. I mean, in the Lord's word. So that's what we bank on. That's where we put all our eggs in one basket, and that basket is your house shot.
Come.
All right, you got a bunch of precepts, brother. Bring them out.
Hold on. Is he done?
there's a little bit more.
Right.
It says, for 2nd Ezra 6:27, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared.
And that's what you're experiencing now.
Right.
All right, the truth is being declared. All right, to the dismay of the enemies of Yahushua, man.
Come.
All right, to the enemies of those who will call themselves white, call you black or Hispanic or whatever. All right, to their dismay, the truth is actually being declared, and they don't want the truth. They want things to stay the way that it is.
Go ahead.
This is Amos 5:18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? So when that day comes, man, if you don't have Yahweh Shai with you, then you're gonna be out here in so many different situations facing Jacob's trouble by yourself, man. All right, because your friends and family, they're gonna turn against you, man. Everybody is gonna be on survival of the fittest type of mentality, man.
Every man
All
for
right.
himself.
Exactly.
Hey, you said Jacob's trouble. That's also going to be Esau's trouble too. We
Absolutely.
was reading about my house being divided and going against each other, man, and talking about earlier about how MAGAs against the other type of Trump supporters, and what about the Biden and Kamala people? You know, they're still around, man, fighting for their little LGBTQ plus rights and stuff like that. So it's gonna go down, man.
It's a lot of players.
I got another one to back up what you just said. This is Micah 5:8. And the remnants of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. All right, so these other heathen, they're going to be through when these YNs and all these different jakes that are getting riled up by all the things happening right now, especially with Esau, you know, voicing their opinion on how they really feel about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're on social media from every platform, you know, telling you how they really think about you people, man. All right, and Jake is getting riled up, man. The division in America is growing more and more, man.
Yeah, I just watched the video with a young Jake. He said that anybody, he said that they said that they loved him, said that they was his friend, and he said this is he said I'm gonna say this as gentle as I can to my white friends. If you voted for Trump, I ain't fucking with you, you know. And if you are a brown person, you voted for Trump, I ain't fucking with you. I actually hate y'all. Y'all my enemies. He said, because it's clear and apparent. He said, if it ain't, it's beyond, I'm going to see if I can find it. But he said, it's beyond clear and apparent that this man is a hateful racist out to destroy my people and people that look anything like me. Anything brown, he wants to destroy. And make America white all over, basically.
We see what's happening in Mexico City.
Oh, yeah, man. And that's going to spread throughout South America and throughout the world. There literally was that in Job 18 and 5, I think, said they're gonna be chased out of the world, man. and the Edomites in Mexico is getting chased out of the world.
And they were living comfortably.
They were too comfortable.
Yeah. They were they were able to have their businesses here in America and live in Mexico, and all of that, you know, the business rates and exchange rates, all that stuff was in their best of their advantage and for their businesses. So they've been reaping off this car's back over there still to this day.
And they brought up the cost of living for the people. They brought up the cost of living for the regular people over in Mexico, man.
Yeah, now the motherfuckers that went over there, the motherfucking no, that ain't me. No, those guys that went over there, that went down there and called themselves trying to like you said, dual citizenship or whatever case might be, and went down there and got citizenship in Mexico. So they got their funds that's based off of American currency coming to them down there. So they live in high on the hog, and now they done drove up the fucking cost of living down there.
Gentrification
Gentrification in fucking Mexico.
Trying to say, look what we're doing for you. We're creating jobs and businesses. Yeah, but you destroy my neighborhoods.
You I can't live in the fucking neighborhood I was in because now it costs too much to be here.
Right, exactly. So the history, basically they're trying to do the shit they did in Pilsen.
Yeah.
Right? Because I remember driving through Pilsen when I was doing Lyft and dropping people out, all these Edomites in Pilsen, and you driving on these back streets and you cut through an alley or something, and all you see spray painted everywhere is Gringo, go home.
Right.
Whitey, we don't want you here. Shit like that.
Right.
You know?
What's that? What was that spot that we went to get the Cuban sandwich for the other week came to town? You
I
wouldn't
think,
remember.
what they call that?
It's off Diversity, that little area.
It's the Puerto Rican area.
Of Diversity, yeah, you were in basically Humble Park.
Humble Park.
So that area, like going back to what you said,
He sort of took that shit
man,
out.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
So remember
half of Humble Park is Edomites.
Yeah.
So we came out the restaurant.
Dude was complaining.
He was upset. It was another
These
city out
fucking
there.
crackers are taking over my neighborhood, man. We just came out of the restaurant. The Latino brother was
When
on
I
10.
said,
Oh,
Yeah.
he's ready to start banging
he
on.
had his shirt off.
He had his shirt off.
He had the spirit of, he had a gangbanging spirit on, but he wasn't with that with us. Though.
Right, it was on. It was.
He know what it was directed to. That's why I said, you know, like when I got Consular from his mama when he was like 2 years old or whatever, I had a building over there near Western and like North Avenue, up in that area. The hospital was like on the other side of Roberto Clemente and this, that, and the other. And I was like, I was doing this speculative real estate investing at that time. And sometimes, and I was able to get a good deal up there. I was like, 3 flat over here, this, that, another, 15, maybe 18 years, this motherfucker be worth. Because I knew that the hospital, you know, you could go down to City Hall and see the motherfucking planning things. And I was downtown, so I could do that shit. Man, long story short, when I went to get canals, I was like, I gave that motherfucker back. I bought it under a predatory lender, but I gave it back. I knew they had me bent over at 26%.
They're gonna keep going up.
This is in 86, 87. Yeah, so but I said, I'll hold it, I'll flip it, refinance, do all this other shit with it. Anyway, long story short, like you said, but if you didn't know that it was gonna come up like that, like he didn't know, obviously, like I said, the Latino brother didn't know it was gonna come up like that. It was back in the 80s that they was gonna develop that shit and run it up and make them prices go through the roof. That same 3 flat now is $600,000.
Yeah, he used to always plan ahead. Just sick tired you eat him like anyway, man. He my neighbor across the hall from me. I hear him in the hallway coming in. He just shouted out, "Fuck all white people." Yeah, I said it when we in the park.
Wow. See, that's it. Now, I just looked at this video. It said 11,000 Edomites went to New Mexico in 2024. At the same time that they snatching up and arrested and oppressing. All right, and then you got inspirational signs like Yankee Go Home.
Gringo Killer or something.
Yeah, and this one said learn Spanish.
You in our neighborhood,
nigga. It says pay taxes, learn Spanish, respect my culture.
Oh.
All right.
Wow.
So so it's go down there mad as fuck as they should be. Even though Spanish is not your language, brother.
Exactly.
But that's what they know right now.
I got something. This is Job 18, verse 18. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world.
This Edomite, look. This Edomite, when he was drove up into the motherfucking Caucasus Mountain caves, it would have been perfect if he could have been there, but then we wouldn't have learned all the lessons we needed to learn under the tutelage of Yahweh Shah.
Well, prophecy had to be fulfilled.
That's
the thing that Jake, but everybody's tired of it. We had to fall under them. They had to get the dominion.
Right.
It all had to happen. It had to play out because it's funny. I had this conversation with my cousin earlier, and we were talking about Gad and natives. He was something I can't remember exactly what the conversation was about. But he saw something, and he sent me a message, and I called him. We was chopping it up, and I was explaining to him about the Iroquois. Oh yeah, he said it was 163 different tribes of Iroquois in the. And I don't know if you brothers are aware that Chicago is actually called Chicago.
Chicago.
Right? Chicago. That's how it's actually said. Chicago.
Right.
That's what it's called. And I was explaining to him that on the city sticker that you see on every bus stop, that you'll see on cops' uniforms, that you'll see on some of the postal advertisements and workers, they have this native pointing at a ship on the shore.
Wow.
All right, and then they have a Edomite baby illuminated inside of a shell, like a seashell. That is to signify the first white baby born in Chicago.
Wow.
Right, because the Iroquois, unlike a lot of the natives, had a kill Edomite on sight policy.
Oh.
And that's what they were doing. That's why you had, you got the monument of Fort Dearborn right there in Michigan. And right there at the bridge in Michigan and
is that
it's a side street that comes past it on an angle?
Not Milwaukee.
No, on Michigan Avenue.
On Michigan Avenue. Is that near Rush Street? No.
Street that crosses.
I just passed.
Damn, it's pissing me off.
It's like Idaho people.
No, brother, Michigan and right as you crossing the bridge, crossing the water, crossing on the northern.
Wacker.
Wacker. Thank you. Where Michigan and Wacker is the location of Fort Dearborn.
Okay, right.
In case for brothers who didn't know that, that's where that monument that sits on the bridge and it shows the Edomite and the woman behind him, and he's brave with his sword, See all the Gadites,
okay,
all the
okay.
Gadites attacking them with the tomahawks. And, you know, and a couple Gadites are dead, and this Edomite, you know,
Like he fearless.
right.
Huh?
So they make he the hero, but the point is that the Gadites killed every man, woman, and child in that fort. They attacked Fort Dearborn and destroyed everyone. Because, and, you know, and then they finally sent in the military, and then the military came in with their cannons and guns and finally got the dominion. But that's the area right there, what brothers call the Blade.
Okay.
You know, all the tourism is, the restaurants, and the
white girls.
What they call the river walk,
Right.
and all that fancy shit, and all the little boat rides and the tourist rides. Right there was where that battle took place. That whole bridge area, that was Fort Dearborn, where the Gadites killed all the Edomites. All right, and so that city sticker, someone can pull it up on it. Yeah, that's it, brother. You can put it in front of all the cameras. That is what that is put there for. That is put there as a monument to remember that all these white people died at Fort Dearborn. All right, and then they make this one Edomite like he's this brave, you know, hero that fought to the end and killed many men before he went down. No, all of them died cowering in blood, getting scalped.
God put so much hell on Esau, man. Esau looked at on the reservations. And,
you know, so but if all Gad had that mentality, prophecy.
No, right there.
Prophecy would have, you know, fix your camera better, brother.
No, you're good.
No, you fix your camera.
Oh, my bad.
Sure.
Okay, you're right.
You know, had all Gad had that mentality, you know, that way wouldn't, you know, prophecy had to happen. Okay? Because by the time when Esau started moving from the east to the west, by the time he started coming to the Midwest and going west, Gad was on to his ass. All right?
Well, no more bullshit.
Right, because they knew all the dirt you did out east and stole New York and all the eastern states and Connecticut, how you murdered and
killed off the animals and shit.
They knew what you did. So by the time you came west, you got met by Sick Bull, Cochise, Geronimo,
Fight,
motherfucker, you know, Crazy Horse. You got met with hostility by the time they came this way, because they already knew. No, we know what you did to, you know.
He kept saying, "Let me get a little more piece of land."
Right. He was like, "Oh hell no, nigga, we know what's up."
Nah, motherfucker.
That's how I did on the East Coast. Let me
But
get more piece of land.
Prophecy had to be fulfilled, man. All right. So you know, but you know, prophecy is still going to be fulfilled because it tells you that Gad, in the end, is going to get that ass, and you saw a little bit of that and that the tribes are going to come together. All that was shown circling back to the beginning of this lesson, 40 acres, because you had a family of Judites and Gadites that had come together. All right. All right. You had Gad and Judah living on the farm together, and their families had blended, and the lines were blurred.
Well, no,
and some of the ones who looked like Judah was Gad, and vice versa. You understand? Right. They had intermingled. And they were, who were they fighting against? They were fighting against white people, cannibals. Okay, you know, like we were talking about, you know, that Sinners movie, man. And I watched a short video where Michael B. Jordan broke it down himself and filled in some of the gaps. And basically, it shows you two things. All right, because the regular Edomites were representation of the hatred and the struggle that Jake had to go through here in America, all right? And then the vampires represented the Ish, who wanted to not only take Jake, but take Jake's he wanted your talent. He wanted everything, which is why the character Sammy was so important, because Sammy was the music man, all right? And Jake had so much talent, they wanted to literally consume you. Here's the vampires, right? They wanted to consume you. They consume what you had. Hence the reason why, you know, you think about what's the book, the Delectable Negro, all right? Because how they would actually eat Jake. So Esau been on this cannibal shit for a very long time, while calling everybody else savages. And talking about how Alexander brought civilization. No, you Edomites brought cannibalism, You brought bestiality. You brought pedophilia. You brought covetous of land and things that are not your own, and you brought slavery. And then you used your oppressed servants' talents to entertain you. Going back to the Colosseums to now, all right? Because when you go into the Colosseums, whether it be basketball, baseball, soccer, football, whatever it is, who's the number one people in the Colosseums entertaining is Jacob that's in the Colosseum being the entertainment and Jacob being the benefactor. I mean, and Esau being the benefactor.
Right.
All right? Nothing has changed.
That's it.
Which is why we're so happy to see these last moments coming upon. We're enjoying the fall of. Matter of fact, we're enjoying it, and then we're still angry because this shit can't happen fast enough.
Come.
We're tired, man. We're tired. Our women are tired. Our children are tired. All right, we're ready to get on with life, man, because we're not living.
I got a scripture to back up what you were saying about that movie and how they had came together. The northern and southern kingdom. This is Isaiah 11. I'm starting at 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
Yeah. While you read that, it brings to mind one thing. Also in the movie, they had to have the woman empowerment because the lead Judite was a woman.
Ain't that a bitch?
And they had the
Gadite,
Gadite man calling her man.
Ain't that a bitch?
Right? Because they both were military, and he was a sergeant and she was an officer. So she was man.
Wow.
Even though he was popular.
Oh, okay.
She still was man.
Okay.
So they had to throw that shit in there.
Yeah, they
That
threw
woman
that shit
empowerment, woman over the man shit. They had to throw it in there. All right. But nevertheless, it's still a really good movie that brothers really should see. I would suggest it. As a matter of fact, I put that in the bishop's room, and I want all the Midwest bishops to see that movie and have their men see it and do lessons on it. Because there's a lot you'll be able to do a lot of edification after seeing that movie. And I'm interested in seeing different brothers' perspectives on what they see and what they get out of it.
Okay. Okay.
We all can learn from this.
Okay. All right. So the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Okay? And this is where we at. This is the coming back. This is the...
Salaki, y'all smoked on the claims.
Okay. Off top, no problem. That's all right. I got my Rick James breakdown in effect. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, man. So this is where we at, and this is the biggest thing, and that Western Asia, but she want to be known as Middle Eastern bitch, had to say when she said her biggest thing is young men here in the Americas bringing out preaching from the Bible.
Black
on the corner. Black.
She said the big right. They were in the middle of a fake war with Hamas.
Thank you.
They were in the middle of committing genocide on Palestine, but I think she's a minister of defense or something like that, and she made a statement that the biggest threat to Israel were young black men in America. It's like, wait, what the hell? How the fuck? What? You're in the middle of a war with Hamas shooting missiles at you. How the fuck? How are you gonna bring Judah name? But that's why, because they know that those are the true Judites. The whole world knows it. These people just control the cards, and nobody wants to get hit with the whole anti-semantics thing. No one wants to get canceled.
Right.
Which is why people stay quiet. But unfortunately for them, the world is not staying quiet. Too many people are speaking up now.
That's it.
All right? Matter of fact, that made me think of this. Go ahead and speak, brother. I'm going to find something.
Okay.
I got something.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This 2 Corinthians 10 verse 4 says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted."
That's what pisses Esau off the most. Yeah. That you won't be carnal.
Yeah, no, because we're not out here standing on our own strength. And because we're not standing on our own strength, that this word has a whole lot more power. Okay? And they sin. They seeing it. They know. Look. It's not by accident that they know. Like I said, because the apostles and whatnot say it, and then we be saying it all the time. How look at the world since 2007 when YouTube showed up, and how exponentially y'all the motherfuckers to move so close to the end now.
Right.
That you can't stop it even if you wanted to.
Yeah, when the men of the Lord started speaking, the Lord started speeding up things since then. But here, peep this. Pay close attention.
What's up, America? Hey, let's talk about a land at the center of global tension. A land many have been told holds divine authority, but when you pull back the curtain, it's something else entirely. This place we call Israel is not what most people think. It's a construct, a manufactured state built on geopolitical deals, not divine inheritance. It was established in 1948, not by ancient decree, but by paper, politics, and power plays. This was not the return of an ancient people to a promised land. It was a rebranding operation for global influence. Now ask yourself, how does a nation the size of a postage stamp on the world map hold so much sway over media, military funding, and foreign policy across the globe? It's not because of its size or virtue. It's because of the web of influence surrounding it. We're talking intelligence networks, lobbying power, and financial control funneled to international institutions. And then there's the conflict, the endless back and forth that never seems to resolve. But what if both sides aren't what they seem? What if some of the most extreme factions, like the group often labeled as resistance fighters or terrorists on one side, were actually created, funded, or allowed by the very government they claim to oppose? See, this is a pattern. Create the problem, control the reaction, and offer the solution. One that tightens control, not loosens it. It's like setting a fire just so you can be the hero with the hose. That's what's happening here. What people think is a holy war is actually a staged play, a script designed to bring ancient prophecies to life, not because they're unfolding naturally, but because someone is forcing the scene changes behind the curtain. There are no organic movements. These are orchestrated chess moves being played to manufacture a global narrative. The true Israelites, they're scattered. They're not the ones sitting in high towers with powerful militaries. They're the people rising from the dust, the ones finding truth in the middle of propaganda. This is not about race. It's not about religion. It's about control, about shaping a new world from the ashes of confusion. That's why you got to see through it. Don't fall for the theater. The real kingdom isn't built on land and borders. It's built on truth, sovereignty, and divine alignment. Stay sharp, stay sovereign, and don't let the illusion win. I'm free out.
Cut.
Cold.
Cut.
He said it's not, that basically he said it's not built on biblical prophecy at all, but a construct.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's exactly what it is. And I did a video earlier this morning, speaking about the ignoring of Ezekiel the 36th chapter. How all these because all of a sudden the Christian churches are talking about the real Israelites and prophecy, something that they've denied and scoffed at since we've been on the internet teaching. All right, but now all of a sudden they want to talk about it, but one thing from the rabbis to the pastors, nobody is speaking about Ezekiel the 36th chapter. And I do a lot of lessons where I speak about 36, 37, 38, and how they play out in the end days. All right, 37 is the awakening. All right. 38 is basically Gog and Magog, and the end, the gathering in the valley of Jehoshaphat happens for what? For the controversy over who the Israelites are, and then 36 makes it very plain and simple as to what he was speaking about, the orchestrated theft of the land by the Edomites, and that the Edomites are claiming to be Jacob, when the Edomites are actually Esau, Jacob's brother. All right, and that is the truth and the reality that they just don't want to deal with, or they want, just like when you bring up any evidence, they just dismiss it and pretend like it's not true, like they're doing with Jeffrey Epstein and all the evidence is now. There is nothing to see here. Right, just close that door. All right.
He had no clients, and he took himself out.
Right. And like you said, why is that woman sitting in jail if none of this ever happened?
Yeah, why is she sitting in jail for all sex trafficking for people she never sex trafficked?
Yeah, since he ain't had no clients.
Right. Even though, and she participated in a lot of these rapes.
Mm-hmm.
She was in on it. She was helping molest these underage girls.
She was like the madam.
Yeah. But she was even more. She was active participant. She was butt ass naked getting down with them too.
That's
She was
it.
getting off.
Right.
Right.
You know?
P. Diddy.
All right. Yeah, these.
I had
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 36. This is Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. It says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom.
Right.
It says, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. All right, so those people who are in the land of Israel today are actually Edomites.
Come.
All right, they're not the real Israelites, man. All right, they're the devil that the Bible speak of. Y'all the wicked of the world.
I got a scripture for you. This is Romans 9. I'm going to start at about 20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against Yahweh? Shall the thing formed say unto him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? This Edomite, it was manifest destiny. You were proud of this shit. Now you want to call it critical race theory. You want to hide from it. But this is who you are. This is what you was built and made to do. Hey, like the scorpion and the frog. We crossing the water, but if you kill me, you gonna die too. You don't know how to swim, you fucking scorpion. But I can't help myself. Okay? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump, which is literally what happened. Cause the first came out red like a hairy garment. So this was from the same ovulation period and the same skeet that produced these were known endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. So this Edomite, even though he done did all his archaeological digs, knows that the scriptures is true, know that they found Noah's Ark, hoping that he can squeeze it in and lock it.
Right. I find it interesting because I've heard that that Hitler, in some of his speeches, in one of his speeches, it was said that he asked them, why are they following that Schwarzer religion?
Right.
And you know what Schwarzer?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger, double black.
It seems that Hitler acknowledged that and knew that, look, we're the Edomites. It's our time.
Let's get our show on the road.
It's like, man, it's our time. Let's enjoy this. Let's rule this bitch. Y'all creating all this separation with all this Schwarzer, all this nigger religion you trying to hold on to. But he didn't understand that Amalek has to do what Amalek's going to do. Mm-hmm. All right? And Amalek could care less about the rest of Edom. And you got to understand, Esau also knows that Amalek, you know how Esau gets down. He would consider Amalek a bastard.
Hey.
Because if you're not born from the same mother and father, you know how Esau gets down. You're a bastard,
Right.
Right. You don't have no rights to shit. That's the Edomite way of thinking. And the fact of the matter is, from that way of thinking, that's how they look at Amalek. Because you a grandson from a concubine. And what did Amalek do? He's the first of the nations. And Amalek has shown his dominance because he's ruling he's controlling the most powerful place in the world. All right? He's got all his lobbyists. Like I said, there's no Russian lobby, there's no Irish lobby, there's no Italian lobby, there's no Romanian lobby, there's no Czechoslovakian lobby. No, but the Israelis have how many lobbyists? And they control the government, and that's not anti any goddamn thing. It's fucking fact. And it's ridiculous that they would even fix their lips to try to put up the anti-Semitic shield, when all you have to do is make a quick Google search, and their ishness and their name when you look up certain things. And now I've noticed when you look up certain things, you got to dig deep to find out who the CEOs and all that is. But when it comes to all the law enforcement agencies, to the medical agencies, to the political agencies, there they are at the tops making decisions, okay, with dual citizenships. And so what is that telling you? And the average American you know, they don't want to speak about it because they're afraid of getting canceled. All right, and then I'm just going to continue to say America is not the home of the brave. The America is the home of the lube up and bend overs, because that's exactly what they do for Amalek every fucking day, including MAGA. All right, you know, MAGA keep a jar of Vaseline.
Damn.
To make it easy, and now they get mad because they took the Vaseline away. And now they gotta like Diddy, take that. And they not happy.
Oh, you stupid.
And they not happy now. All right, they mad now. It's like, damn, they not mad standing up for their rights like men or like women. You know, they mad because you took the Vaseline.
This is I got one real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Numbers 24:20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but
33 and 28, 29.
This is Deuteronomy 33 and verse 28. It says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone.
All right, so stop right there. The plowshares haven't been beaten into, still scattered, rising from the dust. All right, and they're scattered among all people, so it's not just a black thing. That's the spin that Esau tries to put on it. And he regurgitates that shit over and over to these dumbass niggas be saying it. I hate the black Israelites. Well, we do too. What the fuck is a black Israelite? We know what the Hebrew Israelites are, but where's this right? That's some shit that y'all made up, man. All right, and you regurgitating what the enemy said. Read.
It says, the fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine.
Right, so Jacob will be the ruling class government of the whole world. There's going to be no American, Japanese, Russian, Chinese, Bangladesh, Thailand. There's going to be no other mountains and hills. All people will be under the authority of Israel, living in peace and safety, coming to the land of Israel to learn the ways to keep the wrath of the Most High off of them. All right? And if they don't, then
got them.
Then the Lord's going to deplete them of rain, and he's going to send the judges to go see them. And the judges will deal very harshly according to the Bible. That's why the Lord's Prayer says, on earth as it is in heaven. All right? The laws of the Bible are very strict, all right? And they will enforce them 100%. And the thing is that the Israelites as a people, those laws will be written into our inward parts, therefore we can never go off again. Which is why our kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, because we won't break the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord ever again. But the other nations, it won't be in their inward parts. So they will. And when they go, be quick to point out who the people are. We gonna already know. But when you show up to that land, they'll be, that's them niggas right over there, sir.
Those rebellious.
That's and people don't understand that is the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven are the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes being the judges of the whole earth under the authority of the Lord. All right? That is the new kingdom. That is the Constitution. That will be the law of the whole world, man. It will be enforced by the men of the Lord. All right? Ain't gonna be no prophetesses. Okay?
Unto you, old man, I call.
Come.
Proverbs the 8th chapter, 4 verse.
And the whole world will be a better place as a result of it.
Right.
All right? Read.
It says, also heaven shall drop down dew. And also the land of Israel is not flourishing right now.
No.
They don't get no rain over there. They gotta it's a whole project. They gotta take the salt water from the sea and then reverse it. You know, it's a big process.
They
have to bring in trees and bushes.
It's like that. You took that right out of my head.
They're not. Yeah, it's the earth is not giving its substance to them because they don't belong there.
Yeah.
Read.
It says, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee.
Right, and they've been found liars, man. All right, they've been found liars. You know, and the Lord is taking their power, their ability, their ability to lie away. All right, because as a matter of fact, that most of those videos that I played came off TikTok, and they hate TikTok because they can't control it. So so TikTok is about to be replaced with something else called, I forget what it's called, but that's come September. So I'm praying that nothing, we don't even get there. You know, there's a lot of shit that's gonna happen between now and before the summer's over, man.
All right.
And the collapse and blackouts and martial law could be
Part of it.
all the above.
Right.
Well,
All right.
don't forget the storms. They start this.
Oh yeah. So the Lord is everything that He said He's gonna do. He's doing, man. All right. So keep your faith, keep your belief, stay in prayer, man. All right, because we all fall short. But if we're not the men of the Lord, where the fuck are they? Who are they? Who's doing this work? Who's putting their lives on the line to preach the gospel of Yahweh Hashem Shai to our people?
Uncut, unfiltered.
Uncut, unfiltered. All right? It's definitely not these church people because they're abiding by the law of the Ish, trying not to be labeled an anti-Sem. All right? Which is the farthest from the Lord. Is there more to that, brother?
It says, and thou shalt tread upon their high places.
And by speaking the truth, you treading all over. We fuck your couch, nigga. Right.
That's it.
Right. We trampling all over they shit, man.
Hey.
We putting mud all over their white rugs and stepping on their couch with our muddy boots, man.
Yeah. What Daniel says is that they had them teeth of iron. We kicking your teeth out your mouth.
Yeah, you know, they got this highly decorated house with all this plush white carpet. You just walked in the house with your muddy boots on.
Take your shoes off, bitch. Take my shoes off.
You know?
No.
And basically that's telling the truth. You putting a stain on their glory. One more scripture. Shameful spewing, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Of course. Like I said, they had them teeth of iron, kicking their teeth down their throat. Hey, the way they used to knock our teeth out, bringing us over here on this ship, we kicking their teeth down their throat now. With this word.
This Habakkuk 2 and verse 16 says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and the shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
There it is, man. And so, you know, shameful spewing on your glory, shoot, we're pissing on your glory.
That's
all
right.
right. So with that, we're gonna give all praises, all honor, glory unto
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rikakodash.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Abba Ball.
Turn the machine back on.